What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So the reason for me making this video is because I wanted to address some questions, and I also wanted to do a Q&A that I did on my Instagram a couple days ago. So the reason for this video basically is to tell you guys that I am no longer going to be competing this year, but I'm going into the off season a little earlier than I expected. I did the Arnold Classic on March 3rd, and I was going to plan on doing 2 more shows. I was going to do a show in May, and I was probably going to do a national show this year. I've since then decided against that. I stepped the Arnold stage. I took 11th place, which is great. I mean, I was super happy. I'm not upset with my placing whatsoever. There were some amazing physiques up there, and I looked the best I've ever looked. I mean, I couldn't have looked better on stage. I looked fantastic. I brought my best package, and I'm extremely happy with that. The judges told me I needed to get bigger, which is something I knew going into my prep season. I only had a 5-month off season last year, which definitely was not long enough, but competing in the Arnold was a big goal of mine, and the time was right, so I said, let's do it. But I've decided that it's in my best interest in the future in this sport if I stop now, and I try to put on that size that I need for the stage and go directly into off season. So to answer your question, yes, I will be going into off season, no longer prepping. May or may not be drinking a beer while I'm making this video. Yes, guys, I do drink beer and I do eat badly, quote unquote badly, in the off season. It's not something that I know a lot of people in the fitness industry talk about, but you have to live a little and enjoy life in moderation. I don't go crazy. I stay pretty lean in the off season in general. This year I'm focusing on staying much leaner. I don't normally do cardio in the off season. I am implementing that because I'm growing mentally in the fitness industry, and I'm understanding what's helpful for me, and what's gonna help me in the future, and staying a little leaner and putting on good size rather than bad size. That way, when I do diet down for the show, it won't be as hard, and just overall health in general. So we're doing a lot more cardio and staying leaner this off season rather than being pudgy and fluffy like I normally get. So anywho, that handles that. So we're gonna jump into this Q&A, and I'm gonna answer some questions for you guys that you answer or ask excuse me, I can't talk today, that you asked me on my YouTube. So we're on my YouTube. Ask me on my Instagram. So let's see here. Buckeye, are any shows in mind? Not right now. Right now, the next show that's in my mind is the Arnold Classic 2018. That's where my mind's at. I'm not 100%. I'm not saying I'm committed to that show, but after this year's experience, it was amazing. You were there. You took 3rd place, man. You looked fucking insane, dude. Congrats to you. But that experience was just freaking awesome, and I want to take top 5. I want to be on that main stage, and I want to take a trophy on that main stage. That's my next goal. So I'm going to say 98% sure I'll be on the Arnold stage in 2018. So, oh, babe, you asked the question. What's the hardest thing to deal with post-show? That's your first question. And also, who is your favorite bikini competitor? Who's my favorite bikini competitor? I'll answer that first. Her name is Nicole Anne-Marie Fit. My God. Y'all don't follow her. I'm going to link her in the comment box below. Nicole Anne-Marie Fit. Oh my God. So fine. That's my girlfriend. You can't have her. She's not. Anywho, what's the hardest thing to deal with post-show? For me, the hardest thing to deal with post-show is accepting that you can't look show ready year-round. I think that's the hardest thing. The weeks leading up to the show, for me, I start to get pretty lean at about 8 weeks out, and I can see really good definition of my abs, and you start to get almost obsessed with that, and you really enjoy having that show ready body and being in crazy good shape, and people constantly complimenting you about your physique and whatnot, because in the off season you look more quote unquote average, I guess, and you don't look like a competitor. So just having that stage body, and then going from that to the off-season body where you're a little fluffier, you're not as lean, Dealing with that mentally is probably, I think, the hardest thing for me. I've gotten a lot better with it over the years. I've understood it. I've learned to accept it, and I've gotten way better. But it's still never an easy thing. It's always kind of a little bit of a battle. Well, Grayson, honestly, how much caffeine did you consume by the end of prep? Holy shit. Unhealthy amounts, I'll say this. I worked a lot. I'm a fitness director for a gym, which means I oversee an entire personal training department, and anybody knows first of the year in a gym is insane. So January and February were crazy busy months for me, and probably the last 4 weeks of prep I was consuming, I would say, the low end 11 to 13,000 or 1,300 milligrams of caffeine a day. I mean, I was drinking like pre-workout, I was drinking amino energy, I was drinking 2 or 3 coffees, 2 or 3 monsters a day. Like I was putting it down. Don't do that. That's really bad for your heart. Let's see here. Are you located in Cleveland? No, I'm in Akron. My girlfriend's in Cleveland though, so kind of. I'm always in that area. What was your diet like leading up to the show? I don't like to discuss numbers on YouTube because if I tell people my numbers for leading up to show, people are just like, that's what I need to do. So I'm not gonna really tell you what my diet was like. My macros got lower than they've ever been. I'll tell you caloric range, I was at about 1,800 calories. I'm not telling you should eat around that range, but that's about where I was about 3 weeks out from the show. It was rough, but we got through it. What kind of cardio did you do leading up to the show? Last 3 weeks of the show, I was doing 45 minutes a day, low intensity, steady state cardio. I would put the treadmill at a 10 incline, 3 speed, and I'd walk for 45 minutes. That was my cardio. More than I've ever done, but it worked. So, what's your favorite part about competing? That's a hard question. My favorite part about competing? I don't know that I have a favorite part. I guess to stay true to the question, my favorite part about competing, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna go with the day of the show, like the actual competition. I think my favorite part is just kind of being in the moment. For prep, you're kind of always go. You're always focused on that show date, and I don't want to say it's not possible to live in the moment on prep, because it is, but you are very less present during prep because of the constant grind, the constant struggle. You're always doing something, you're always busy, you're always focused on the next meal, your next workout, whatever. So it's a lot harder to be present in the moment. But on show day for me is I'm very present. The hard work's over. You're there to display the last 10, 12, 15 weeks, whatever, that the hard work that you've put in, and you're there to display it. So just being present in the moment, and seeing all these people who are very like-minded and who've worked their asses off too, and are getting ready to show their physiques, and being backstage with all these people and pumping up, and going through the routine of getting ready to go on stage, and walking out on stage and seeing all these people there watch you. That's just the coolest part, being on stage and showing the judges what you worked for, and the package you brought, and just kind of the suspense to see how you did. For me, that's my favorite part, is just being there and being in the moment of what why you work so hard. So yeah, well, that wraps up the question, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be bringing a lot more content to you guys this off season. Nicole's been keeping me on that. She's constantly nagging me about YouTube videos, and I know I need to get better. I really enjoy picking up the camera and talking to you guys. It's just sometimes finding the time, and I know that's not an excuse, because I always am the one talking about make time. It's just YouTube is right now, it's lower on my priority list, but I want to make it something that's higher on my priorities now that I'm not prepping for a competition, because my life is way less crazy when I'm not prepping for a show. So Anyways, you guys hit that subscribe button that's down in the corner there. Leave a comment below if you guys want to see anything. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.